That is a valid option. However, we'll get to that in just a moment. Match number 1 today will be at Duel at Dawn. Duel at Dawn is the smallest map in Guns of Icarus. It is only 1,500 by 1,500 meters. Of course, every square is 500 meters. We'll show that when we get into the match. It is actually, I would say 2v2 exclusive, but it's really not. It's also on 3v3 VIP. We'll get to that in a minute. I'll take red, you take blue. Ship number 1 is the Lasagna, piloted by Lethery, as if they're trying to get my attention. It is a Blenderfish with a double flare side. That's the Blenderfish I like to take. Ship number 2 is the Voyager, piloted by Baron Don Juan XD. It is a Junker with, is it a triple Artemis? Yes, it is triple Artemis with a Gatling mortar on the other side. Take it away.
Ship number 3 is a Pyramidion, the Victor. It is a meta with a front Gatling mortar, and a side is at a Banshee flare.
Yes.
Ship number 4, the Steve. It is a galleon piloted by Solidus Bucket. It is a double Hawacha Gatling, actually 4 Hawachas, and a rear flare gun. Indeed,
the Steve. That's if there's one thing you've got. Interesting names that comes out of the galleons in SCS. You've got Paul from accounting when Clan brings it out, or so I think it's Paul from accounting. You've got the Steve, and now the Victor is moving in on. Oh gosh, this is this is going to be an awkward call for me now, as the Victor is moving in on apparently on me. Oh goodness, this is going to be an awkward call here today.
Indeed it will.
But we're off to a fantastic start here today, folks. As the Steve is moving around, looks like the Galleon is looking to Ninja Galleon here. Quad Watch and Ninja Galleon in progress here.
The tiptoeing tank.
Yes, and it looks like did they notice the Steve? No, they've not. Yes, they have noticed the Steve.
They've been spotted.
They have been spotted. Apparently, there will be no Ninja Galleon here. There will just be a Quad Hwacha Galleon. Hwacha basically going wild right there. They're taking a wild shot. They should have held on to that, in my opinion. I don't like the call of the early Hwacha.
I think it's more of a baiting tactic. If they can get them out and get the PR to fight the fish.
It's possible. It's possible. However, Solaris is no stranger to SCS. They know what's up, and I think they sensed that was a baiting tactic. In fact, they fell back. So they sensed the baiting tactic and decided, you know what? No, now's not the time. In fact, the Voyager, however, is starting to move up, and the Blenderfish, Lasagna, is moving up now. It looks like they're going to stay on the Steve and allow the Voyager a 1v1 against the Victor. That could be advantage Victor up there, though, Pyrrha versus Junker, especially when the Pyramidion, of course, Pyramidion famous for its nose cone covering the front guns of the Pyramidion. However,
that galleon's sinking.
That galleon is sinking and has bottomed out. The Blenderfish doing its job here, getting the Goomba in as well. This is a very bad spot for the Steve. In fact, the Steve is getting dropped here pretty good. Oh, there's some flares as well. The Blender. And now we will see if the Steve blends, and indeed, it is blending very nicely. Put a little water, put a little juice in it, mix it up real good, and the Victor coming in. Oh, the Victor moving in. Although resistance was futile there, the Victor doing a good thing there, picking up 60% perma on the Ram. I will give them credit. They took advantage of an opportunity. However, a missed Chem spray on the Victor. That one's going to be painful. That should be 2-0. A missed Chem on the balloon. You know that Blenderfish is smelling blood right now. However, the Voyager may get the job done before the Blenderfish gets into play. Indeed, they do. 2-0 in favor of red. Skyborne surprisingly down 2-0. The defending champs down 2-0 in the first round. Very well done so far by, oh gosh, I need to remember the team name now. Saltro.
Indeed, this is going to be a very good first match.
Indeed, we are in for a treat here right now. Well done by Saltro, as the Blenderfish smelling blood going after the Steve. However, the Victor has spawned. They need to be very careful with this engagement. The Junker is not in position to assist. In fact, they will fall back. The Victor pushing the Lasagna out of the blue spawn. Voyager, meanwhile, looking to put in some cover. However, they are missing with those Artemi. Well, they're not missing, but they're not hitting critical components.
Well, it's a very awkward angle.
Yes, it is, especially against a Pyramidion, going down against Pyramidion. Pyramidion has a natural resistance to an Artemis, which the Pyramidion, the Victor, is a very good call in this situation. In fact, it has natural resistance to the Blenderfish as well, so the Victor is a very smart choice going into this. Now, granted, you can still get around the natural resistances with the Pyramidion, but having that certainly doesn't hurt as the Blenderfish is moving in on the Steve. Looks like they're trying to pop that balloon, trying to bait the Victor out. Looks like they have done so. The Victor has moved out. The Blenderfish got what it wanted. Now it's backing up. The Voyager looking to engage the Victor. Are they going for the Victor? Yes, they are going to go for the Victor. Short side on the Victor. Now the Lasagna moving in on the Steve? Yes, they are. They're going to go for the Steve. So it looks like that's the game plan. They are looking to basically pass to the Voyager, and they get everything they want. They're 3-0 in favor of Saltro. My goodness, are we in for a huge upset here in the first round? The two-time defending champs getting lit up. And a Goomba in play right now. Nope, not a Goomba. Nope, not a Goomba. Yep, that was bad positioning by the Lasagna, but that's okay. They have the bottom out that they wanted, but my goodness.
I dare say, Skyborne came into this perhaps underestimating the red team.
I would dare say so. My goodness, this is a clinic that Saltro is putting on the two-time defending champs. Hull break on the Steve, and the Blenderfish moving into... Oh, wait a minute. The Victor coming in from behind. They get the hull break. This could be a bad spot for the Blenderfish. No, they're going to Hydro out of there. A good call. Meanwhile, the Victor looking to... Ooh, good move right there by the Blenderfish, getting on the other side of the Victor, getting its front gun active as well. There's a hull break on the Victor. Hwacha coming out from the Steve. Not many Hwachas coming out from the Steve in this match. I gotta say, a very distinct lack of Hwachas coming out from them, and they've never really been in arc this entire match. Tar coming out from the Steve. Voyager, Voyager's got his back turned to the Steve. However, that Hwach is missing a bit. Yeah, those Hwachas really not doing much of anything as... Oh, there's a good tar right there. That's going to break off the Blenderfish. Hull break on the Blenderfish here, but okay. Just getting enough... Yeah, just enough altitude. Good job by the pilot, Letheri. Meanwhile, it looks like they're going to... Oh, finally a good Hwacha, except... Yeah, that is finally a good Hwacha right there on the Voyager. That should pick up the kill on the Blenderfish. Indeed, it does. Skyborne finally on the board. It looks like there was a disconnect by the pilot. Possibly my Steam pinged to reconnect for the pilot. Hopefully he did not disconnect. Voyager, however, looks like he might get out of here. He might actually get out of here. In fact, he will likely get out. In fact, he will. He will be able to escape. Just enough clearance to get out of there. Well done by the Voyager. Meanwhile, the Blenderfish has respawned, as Victor has changed its target to the Blenderfish. A smart move. When you spawn, go after the ship that just spawns. They pick up a quick, cheap 5% perma. Getting it for free on the Blenderfish. I guess cheap is the wrong word to use there. Oh, a good Hwach on the Voyager. Picking up 4 components.
I'd say efficient, a better word.
Meanwhile, the Blenderfish moving back in. He finally picks up the Steve's balloon. Uh-oh, here we go. Victor, it looks like Skyborne's finally coming to play right now. They have the Voyager hull broken. Yeah, this is what they've been looking for. 3-2 blue, blue is catching up.
Now, blue is in red spawn.
That they are.
They could try some a meat grind if they're careful.
They could, however... Ooh, good flares on the Steve. The Blenderfish catching the Galleon with its pants down, so to speak. If that Junker spawns in quickly, they might be able to do something. Good altitude by the Blenderfish. They pop their own balloon in the... no, excuse me. The Steve loses their balloon with that flare. So a good set of flares by the Lasagna. Apparently, they're trying to pay homage to me with the flares.
Are these heatsink or heavy? Gotcha.
You know, that's a good question. It is heavy clip. So they are definitely paying homage to my flares. There we go. And the Victor, okay, the Victor only has one stack on him, so that means that they are definitely chem spraying now as the Lasagna has been hull broken and down to about 25% perma. Meanwhile, they are returning flares as that engine is flared. We got Hwacha coming out, hull break on the Lasagna. They're down to 20% perma. The Voyager better do something. Yeah, Voyager.
Like
yeah, at this point, I would say the Blenderfish is all but dead, and they are dead. 3-3 all tied up, as Skyborne has tied up this match, and Voyager now on an island. This is a very, very bad spot. Saltro really came to play early on. For those of you just tuning in, Saltro took a very early 3-0 lead to the shock of both of us in here. Although, granted, I warned you guys, you know, Saltro, a lot of green on my friends list. That means that you know they're SCS worthy. They are definitely taking it to Skyborne. But looks like Skyborne has figured out this Saltro team, and they are putting the screws to them. Voyager about to go down, make it... Oh, the meat grind, as you said. Yep. Oh, here we go. Now it is on. Oh, this is very unfortunate.
Ooh, a bad bump.
Yeah, that is a very bad bump. A very, very unfortunate turn of events for Saltro. Everything was going their way until absolutely nothing went their way. And now they're forced out of the spawn. If you're blue... Do you chase or do you sit? I'm thinking you sit and let him run.
Sit here.
Just sit and let the Voyager... Oh, the Voyager with an unfortunate spawn. Very unfortunate. This is reminiscent of last tournament when yes, the Zidian spawn. This is very reminiscent of last tournament. Voyager diving down as quickly as possible, getting a little bit of environment advantage there. Oh my goodness, that could have been ugly. But Voyager definitely saving it. They're trying to pick up anyone that they can right now. The Blenderfish...
balloon's out.
Yeah, Steve's balloon is out as well. So it looks like Blue finally getting what they want here. Skyborne once again up 4-3. Red with first blood advantage. However, first blood should not be a problem in this match. It will be first to 5 kills wins. Who are they going to go for? Are they going to go for the Steve or are they going to go for the Victor? It looks like the Voyager might be going for the Victor. Oh, Voyager better be very careful. They're in no man's land. They do not want to be right there. They do not want to be right there. Victor smells blood. Oh, good flare into the balloon. They could pick it up right here. Oh, Voyager with bad positioning right there. Bad positioning. That's going to cost them the match, most likely. As the Blenderfish...
Well, Steve's also taking perma.
Yeah, Steve's taking perma. However, it's going to be too little too late. The Voyager's about to go down, and there they go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem right there was the Voyager making a bad move, a bad approach angle. They should have played that a little more patiently. As a result, Skyborne wins 5-3 despite a very good showing by Saltro in the early going.
Indeed. I'd say, had that Juggernaut died then, this was in a great position to kill Galleon.